Hey guys, so today I'm going to be looking at more Am I Wrong stories. So yeah, let's just get right into the video. My husband and I have been married for just over a year now and things couldn't be rockier. I have a good job and make a decent amount of money, whereas my husband made not much as me. Due to this and the fact that he was still living with his parents when we got married, we decided he would move in with me and I would continue to pay the rent and bills as long as he put money towards other things we may need as a couple. My name is the only one on the lease. However, once we got married, he started to cut down on his work hours without saying anything first. He gave the explanation that I made plenty of money for the both of us and he could just work part-time and do the work around the house while I was the main breadwinner. I was fine with this, a little upset that he had just assumed this would be okay, but I didn't say anything as this felt fair. He did do some of the work around the house initially, but spent the majority of his time going out to the bar, playing video games, etc., to the point where I was the one both working and doing the cooking, cleaning, and other household chores. My husband told me he was laid off 2 months ago for reasons out of his control. I assumed in this time that he would begin job hunting, and I began to pay for everything. While I do earn a decent amount of money, it's not to the point where I can pay for rent, bills, groceries, insurance, contribute to emergency savings, and finance the lifestyle my husband had started indulging in. I began paying for his nights out, subbing him money for trips to look for work, etc. All while I was under the assumption he would be searching for a new job, at least to finance his hobbies. About a week ago, I asked him how the job hunt was going, and he told me he didn't feel like it was worth it. He said to me that he was comfortable with what we had now, and I wasn't happy to say the least. I confronted him about how I was doing everything to finance and take care of the household while he sat around and played video games. And during this argument, he let slip that he had actually quit and never looked for another job. I was furious that he had lied to me and told him I didn't want him in my home right now. Fast forward to now, my in-laws are understanding to an extent, but calling me a jerk for not wanting him to come back home until he gets a job. I have seen my husband in this time, but never in our home, always out somewhere. I no longer pay for everything, and his attitude towards me is making me question our entire relationship. He's calling me a jerk for doing this to him, and I'm beginning to think he's right. Aww. If I'm putting myself in this situation, I wouldn't think I'm the jerk at all, honestly. 1, we're married and you decided to cut down on your work hours, whatever, without telling me. Yo, we're married though. You gotta tell me stuff, you know? 2, you got fired and you're not job hunting, but instead you're going out to bars, having fun, playing video games, doing nothing at home. You said you were gonna do the chores, but you ain't do any of them. 3, you're going to tell me that you're happy staying like this when I'm the one doing everything? That's messed up, man. Like, she was so understanding. She supported him. She was okay with everything until he lied to her. You can't lie to someone like that. You know, you're gonna tell your wife, hey, I am looking for a job, but you weren't. You were actually just going to bars, having fun. So what was all the money that she paid for? For you to look for a job? What were you doing then? If you're going through something, if you're having some trouble, then talk about it. You lied to have fun outside? Yeah, that's messed up. I can't believe he said that though. He was like, I'm comfortable with what we have now. When he's not doing anything, like he's the only one having fun and she's the one working her butt off and doing all the chores, and he's gonna be like, I'm so happy right now that I don't have to work, I don't have to do the chores. I love it. Well, of course you do. Because you're not doing anything. Yeah, nah, after this whole incident, I would have just left him, to be honest, because things wouldn't be the same. After she kicked him out, right, even if he moves back in, it's not going to be the same. He's not going to like love her like he did before, and she's not going to love him like she did before, okay? Nothing's going to be the same. So personally, I would have just been like, it's over. Yeah. I don't know though. I'm just saying what I would personally do. Alright, next story. I was in labor for 26 hours and was in a lot of pain as I didn't take an epidural. My husband was constantly on the phone, either playing games or talking with his bros, being really loud. When I asked him to please hang up, he'd hang up the phone and then like 10 minutes later call them back. Yo, please, men, please. Okay, I know there are so many men out there that are not like this. But man, these guys really do be making men look bad, dude. He really wanted to talk to them because his friends went on a boys' trip without him because I asked him to stay back so he could be here when I went into labor. They were calling to tell him about how their trip was going. He apologized to them, blaming it on me being a nag. I was really annoyed and told him if he wanted to talk to his friends, he could do that elsewhere so I can be in pain and peace. He's apologizing to his friends, but he's not apologizing to his wife? What? He was like, alright, fine, baby, I'll just call them back later. So I had about 20 minutes of peace until his mum FaceTimed him, where he proceeded to put me in the video call. His mum makes a comment about how she remembers when she was in labor with him and that she still did herself up. She even claims she looks so good, the doctor was even flirting with her. What? Mother-in-law? You know, what the F did you say? I don't give a damn how I look right now. I'm in so much pain. You shut your face, okay? Like, just shut up, please. Oh my God. I can't believe people, man. She's in pain and you're gonna be bragging about how good you looked when you were in labor. And that's mother-in-law, seriously. I was holding back everything inside me to not say something as I didn't want to disrespect my mother-in-law, but at the same time, she sometimes just makes the stupidest comments at the worst times, and at this moment, I could not stand talking to her. A nurse ends up coming in and could tell I was upset and asks me if everything was alright, and I told her I just really want to be alone. She ends up kicking out my husband, and in turn, he ends up missing the birth of our firstborn daughter because he left the hospital because he was pissed off that I got the nurse to kick him out of the room. He refused to come see his daughter afterwards because he was angry at me for kicking him out. My mother-in-law, who did visit me in the hospital, wouldn't stop talking about how I'm such a bad wife for removing my husband from the room. When I got home, he kept on bringing up how I ruined a moment of bonding with his daughter and how he could never forgive me for that. Was I wrong for kicking my husband out the delivery room because he was making phone calls? No. He can't say that she ruined the moment for him when he didn't even want to be there. You know, she literally had to convince him to stay for the birth of his daughter, else he was going to be on the trip with his bros anyways. Like, yo, he's trying to guilt trip her. And then the mother-in-law being like, you're such a bad wife. Shut up. Okay, I'm just saying this because, you know, that's not my mother-in-law, right? I wouldn't actually be saying shut up to my mother-in-law, right? But I'm just imagining myself to be her friend, okay? Oh my gosh, the disrespect, man. Instead of like being there for his wife and like holding her hands and telling her everything's gonna be okay and whatever, he's gonna be on the phone playing games. He's gonna be like, oh my God, my wife is so freaking annoying. Yo! He literally did not sound like he wanted to be there anyways. And then he's going to be like, I can't believe you kicked me out. I can't with people, dude. And the nurse didn't even ask him to leave the hospital, okay? She just kicked him out of the room. He could have came back in whenever he stopped talking to his friends or whenever he stopped FaceTiming his mother. But no. You know what he did? Because he was petty, because he's a kid. He was like, oh, you kicked me out of the delivery room. You know what? You're never going to see me ever again. Just like how kids decide to run away from home after one little inconvenience. I did that as a kid. I ran away from home. But yeah, crazy. Dude, I'm just so glad I'm single, man. These kind of stories make me not want to get married ever. You know, it's like, what the heck? Like, once you get married, are they going to be mean to you? Are they just going to change in an instant? Oh, dude. Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.